Hey, it's the Mike Rogers Show. Mike Rogers here with you, and today we have a very special guest. He was the bass player, the composer, and the vocals for the band The Pleasers from West London, Surrey, England. Steve also runs Sound Street Radio in Japan, and he's the co-host of the Japan Indies Music Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, won't you welcome with me the one, the only, the Esquire, Mr. Stephen Benham. Steve!
Thank you. Very nice introduction.
It's been a long time since I spoke to you, hasn't it?
Yeah, actually, it was last year. It was just before Christmas, I think, November.
Yeah, that was a good party, wasn't it?
It was. It's great. Yeah, I'm still recovering.
I haven't had a drink in maybe 1 year and 8 months.
Why is that?
Just getting old and everything, you know. I'm almost 66.
Well, you look well for. Are you really?
Yeah.
Honest to God. Wow. Same
Eating
age as me.
You should eat raw food. Lots of raw food. I eat lots and lots and lots of raw food. And I generally don't eat meat, but I eat sashimi.
Maybe we should get that filter, you know, that filter on the camera lens. Have you got one of those? Makes you look so much younger.
I think you can do that on your camera. You switch it like to 15 years younger.
I haven't got a filter on at the moment, so you can see my blemishes.
But I'll also, you know, on May 17th, we have the Japan Indies Music Awards.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And you're the co-host, my esteemed co-host, and that's going to be televised all over Japan.
Great.
So I thought, God, I'm so fat, and I thought I'm going to diet. I'm going to diet a lot, and I'm going to look 15 years younger. Event, you know, because there's so many young, pretty girls there, right?
Let's hope so.
So wait, Steve. So tell me, I want to know what you've been doing lately. Didn't you just come back from England?
Yeah, I went out to England. I was nursing my mother actually for a while because she had an accident, and I was supposed to go there to finish recording and mixing the album that I was making with the only pleaser that's left apart from me, Steve McNerney. We're recording a new kind of, not pleasers, but kind of stroke pleasers album, because we were the original writers. So we thought, you know, we should do one more album before it's too late.
Yeah.
We started it a couple of years ago before COVID, and of course when that hit, it put us right back. And I went back to England just before Christmas to, I looked after Mum, but I never had a chance to do any recording.
I was expecting you to send me the songs, and then I can.
No, this is a mammoth period in trying to record this bloody album. I mean, it's just taking forever. And we've got the songs, it's almost done, but we just need to clean it up a bit and put a real drummer on, you know, and then mix it at Abbey Road. And so we've got to go back. I've got to go back this July to do that, hopefully. Then it'll be done by September with a bit of luck.
Is your mom okay now?
Yeah, she's good, thank you. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good. Give her a hug for me. This is from Mike, you know, give her a hug.
Yeah, thank you. I will. One of their albums, yeah. I don't know how an album, I mean, it should take a couple of months.
Are you kidding me? When I was in the Rodders, the punk band, the Rodders, we finished the whole album in like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, if there's a band. It's easy. You just go in there, record the backing track and put the vocals over the top. I mean, we ain't got a band anymore. Sadly, 2 of them died.
Oh.
So, you know, 2 of them have gone. So we've got to do it all ourselves. And we didn't want to, bring anybody else in. We just wanted to do it ourselves. So,
wow.
And it's just working against nature at the moment, you know, and the fact that I'm 6,000 miles away from London doesn't help.
Yeah, that can be a little bit of a problem.
Yeah,
studio there.
I mean, we get it done. I've got to get it done before one of us pops off. You know,
well,
someone else goes.
You have at least 15, 20 years left.
Oh, please God, yeah. Let's hope.
Oh,
so.
Really? You think, please God? I think like, oh no, God, please no. I'm just like, everything is just like, oh my God, I'm just so sick of this, you know. I thank God for my wife and my kids, but everything else is just terrible.
Yeah, the lighting on your face is really good. I think on mine it looks a bit weird. I just don't know
I've got
whether
light coming from the window here, over here.
Yeah, I've got it. Yeah, it's a bit. Anyway,
so
I'm looking forward to this on the 17th, and we've got many bands playing.
We've got 3 bands playing.
Okay.
Tetsuko, Jet Set, and the Floppy Pinkies. The Floppy Pinkies played last year. What?
It was a good audience. It was a good crowd, good audience.
I expect this year there'll be a lot more people, because last year, I don't know if you remember, last year, the next day, award show, the Japanese government shut Japan down for.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Shut all the clubs. So I've been really lucky with that sort of thing. Tell us give us an advertisement about your radio station, Sound Street Radio. This is really happening, and you've graciously allowed me to have a show there. Thank you so much. And
yeah, it's great.
Tell us about Sound Street Radio.
I'll try and give you a quick synopsis without sounding boring, but it started because I moved to Yamagata, and I was in Yamagata sitting outside a cafe with a mate of mine, and we were bored, and I just recently moved to Japan. So I said, what's happening with the local radio station, the FM station, Yamagata?
Nothing.
So nothing, yeah. So I listened to it, did a bit of research, and then we went to see them without an appointment. We just knocked on the door and walked in.
Well, you're foreigners.
And apparently you don't do that sort of thing here in Japan, but
you're foreigners. You can do that.
Yeah, that's what my friend said. Daisuke, actually, my friend's called Daisuke. He does a show on Sound Street too. So we went in there and said, look, we'd like to do a one hour show a week with new music. So the guy looks very flummoxed and confused. He said, well, if you could put a little demonstration together and bring it back, which we did. Yeah. We did a nice little demo of what we wanted to do, brought the CD in, left it with him. 3-4 weeks went by and didn't hear anything, called him up, and he said, yes, it's very good. He said, but we don't know what to do with it, was his answer. I said, well, put it on air. Yeah. So he said, no, we can't really do that. We don't really have a slot for something like this. And I've listened to Japanese radio before we took it to them, and all it is people talking. They love to hear the sound of their own voice and laughing amongst themselves without the audience or listeners joining in, which I thought was really strange. And so we sat there slightly bemused as to what we should do. And I just said to Daisuke, let's start our own radio station. He said, what? So I said, well, I don't know what we're doing or how to do it, but let's have a go, you know?
Well, neither does the local radio station. They don't know what they're doing.
No. But I found out later that they are all very cliquey and in with the local bank and and business people and stuff like that. So there's lots of heads that have to make a decision as to whether something goes ahead or not. And I hate all that corporate stuff. So I looked to how we could start a radio station online, because that seemed to be the most cost-effective way of doing it. And so we started September, I think it was just about 8 years ago.
Oh, that long.
And and now it's doing really well, which is really nice. I don't know if we sell many records from it. I'd like to think we do, but we don't get that kind of feedback. But I get on average 250 to 300 new tracks sent to me every week from record companies, small labels all over the world. So something's happening. And I can see how many people we've got listening at any one time. And over a period of a month, it works out to be around sort of 270 to 280,000 people.
Well, that's a lot more than the last time I talked to you. I think the last time.
It was
like
growing.
100,000 or something.
That's right. Yeah, it is growing. And the quality of the music that's coming through is proving that as well, because we're getting some great stuff getting sent to us, which is professionally recorded and produced. Where in the beginning we were getting home demos and stuff like that. It's changed a lot since then. We're getting big production stuff coming through now. What's very curious is that radio isn't very big in Japan.
No,
it's not like it is. I mean, everybody loves the radio in the UK, in America, and across Europe. I think it's because it's probably a lot more interesting and they involve the audience, which they don't seem to do here.
No.
And it's also very strict, I think, here.
Yeah.
As to what you can play and what you can't play.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is, because there's not so many big venues or decent sized venues for bands and artists to play in. They're all very tiny. And I've seen that for my own eyes, and I just feel that it's a shame because there's probably a lot of great talent in Japan that doesn't get the opportunity.
There is. Steve, so for even 30 years ago, I used to go to these clubs and I would see these bands. I thought, this band is great. You guys have a CD? And they were like, yeah. So send me your CD. Here's my card. Send me your CD. I'll play it. They would never send it to me. And I asked for so long, that really confused me. And I asked some friends about it, and they said, well, no, they think that even if they send it to you, you're not going to play it. Because the big Japanese radio stations are all just playing, major label stuff. There is no, let's discover new music type of thing. It's like, let's go back in memories. Here's, Bruce Springsteen, and they just don't have that culture here. And also people don't drive cars here, really.
Yeah, because of the so many people that love listening to the radio drives a car.
Yeah.
Unlike you get into a car in Japan, they've got a TV, for Christ's sake. And that I can never get my head around, the fact that, on the front dashboard, there's a television.
Yeah. So
it's what's on it is terrible.
I know.
I love listening to the radio in the car. If it's a good station, So my next move for Sound Street Radio will be to get it on so that I think there's the cars that are coming out now have got access to online radio stations. So I that's really, I think, where I want to advertise us to be in certain cars, well, certain cars, but cars that have got access to online radio stations. And we get loads of listeners across Europe and South America and the States, of course, but not many in Japan.
No, Steve, I bet you get lots of listeners in Japan. It's just that the listeners listen to what's called Radio Garden. Do you know what Radio Garden is?
Yeah, we're on that. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are on it. So, but you guys have probably only been on it for 2 or 3 years. I think.
Yes.
So people don't know yet. I get a lot of people, like on my Sunday morning show, a lot of people listen and they do screen capture and put up that Radio Garden little picture or whatever. And I actually kind of think like Radio Garden is a pain in the ass because there's so many radio stations to listen to.
Yeah.
But people tune in and listen on Radio Garden because it's on their smartphone. Every smartphone comes with that software installed. That is the only radio station software installed on iPhones. Yeah, iPhones.
Yeah.
So if you're getting 270,000 and it doesn't seem like you're getting listeners from Japan, you are getting a lot of listeners from Japan, but they're listening on their smartphone, and Radio Garden doesn't send you that data.
No, but we've got South Street Radio's also got its own little app, which is free.
Oh,
and we've got an app now that's accessible from iPhone and Android. So people have been downloading that, and I try and, kind of advertise that as much as possible.
Okay, wait a second. So, Sound Street Radio のアプリもありますよ。それは iTunes とか Android にもこのアプリがあるんで、ぜひぜひ、iTunes Store とか、Google に行ってダウンロードしてほしい。お願いします。Sound Street, it's called Sound Street Radio.
That's it. Yep. Yeah, I can show you what the app looks like here.
Yeah. I want to see.
That's it there. I don't know if you can see that there, that little S there.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna look for that, and I'm gonna post it.
It's the old S logo, and we tap that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is what comes up.
Wow, I want that girl's phone number.
Well, I don't know who she is, but he is. That's Kim DJ. He does a lot of EDM stuff. If you're into that.
Yeah.
That little thing up here where there's 3 bars. Tap on that, and then that will take you at the bottom here to our website.
Oh,
so you can read about the DJs and everybody on board, and upload your music directly to the station.
Oh, you mean if I'm a band,
Yeah.
I have a band and I want you guys to play my music, and a lot of people in the UK and America hear it, I can upload my music to your app?
Yes. Well,
that's amazing.
Not to the app. Not to the app. You go to the 3 little bars first, tap on that.
All right.
Go down to the bottom to the website, tap on that. And then at the top, there's another 3 bars. Or if you're on a computer, it tells you. But on the iPhone, you just get a little menu there. And you can see on the menu, one of them says upload music, which is
I see
that one.
I see it. Yeah.
Upload music, which is that one. And then that will take you to the upload music page where you fill out your details and you upload your MP3 file.
Wow. That's really
so that's
cool,
how that's how we get a lot of our music sent to us now.
So you gotta advertise that at the Japan Indies Music Awards, because I think people don't know. No,
we try and make it as easy as possible, or you can just email the MP3 file to our email address, which is request@ssr990.com.
Getting your music played on the radio and hearing it for the first time is such a enlightening experience.
Oh, it's a buzz. I loved it when we in the Pleasers, we all stopped the car and pulled over on the M1 to listen to Radio 1 playing our track for the first time.
Well, when I was a kid and our song was played on the radio, it was played on the radio, and we were at home, and I yelled to my mom and dad, "Mom, Dad, we're on the radio. We're on the radio." My mom came over and she was like, "Wow." And my dad came over, "God damn it, I can't believe it." And he left.
Yeah, same reaction from my father. Yeah, that's right. Why don't you get a proper job?
I know. Okay, so the Japan Indies Music Awards is May 17th at Shibuya Milky Way. I'm going to host it and Steve is going to be my co-host. We're going to do it a little bit different this time, Steve.
Okay.
I'm going to read the nominated films, and then you just read the winner. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
Because there's a lot of weird.
Hands up, my Japanese isn't very good at all. So, should I bring my Pocky talk?
Yeah, whatever you want to do. Well, everybody has to pay, 1,200 yen at the door for 2 drinks. They get 2 drinks. That's
okay.
2 drinks, but entrance is free.
Okay. And what time does it start?
It starts at 6:30 or 7 o'clock.
Okay, so people should be there for 6:30 latest.
Well, no, you have to be there like 8 in the morning.
Oh, I'll be.
Okay. All right, Steve. Thanks so much.
Cool. A pleasure, mate.
Steve Benham. Okay.
All right, cool.
See ya.
Well, thanks, Mike. I'll see you then.